Winback Farm of Delaware is home to 8 exceptional stallions. New in 2024, Nutcracker Sweet, a full brother to Double Millionaire Better Sweet and half brother to the Great Sweet Lou. World Champion He's Watching, a proven sire of stakes winners, including Double Millionaire Tattoo Artist, Sports Column, an Ontario Sire Stakes star, and a 19-time winner. Top Flight Angel, who won the Orchestra Final and is a multiple New York Sire Stakes champion. Also standing, Badlands Hanover, Classic Card Shark, Glide Master, and Ronnie Spags again. For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
The Lexington Selected Yearling Sale is where the journey to greatness begins. Year after year, award-winning superstars are sold at Harness Racing's premier yearling sale. Find the offspring of racing's leading stallions eligible to all the top jurisdictions. It's a can't-miss event that takes place right in the heart of horse country, Lexington, Kentucky. The Lexington Selected Yearling Sale, where the champions of tomorrow are discovered today. Make your plans to join us for the 2024 sale starting September 30th at Fasig-Tipton.
Welcome to Harness Racing Updates Tuesday Training. I'm Heather Vitale along with Julie Miller. We are here at Gaitway Farm in New Jersey. And I think it's safe to say that the earth literally moves when we get together, right? Something crazy happened today.
Absolutely. The earth did shake when Heather showed up. We had a nice earthquake here this morning, 4.8 on the scale. So like you say, she can move the earth.
Oh, no, I'm saying when we get together, it's a team effort.
We, excuse me for my mess up there.
Did you feel it?
Yeah, actually we did. We were actually talking to Daniel Plouffe came to visit his horses today. We were in the office talking after we got done training, and he's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Earthquake." He just kept moving on and talking. So you get everything out here in New Jersey.
Yeah, it was wild. I was shocked that we had an earthquake because it's unusual, but yes, you do get it, and the weather's been really weird. So, all right, moving on from Heather with the weather and the Miller meteorology report. Okay, that was a tongue twister. We have some yearlings to talk about. Well, now they're 2-year-olds, right? Before we get into our list, I was just thinking, it is such a process to evaluate and select yearlings. It's actually like a full-time job on top of the full-time job of racing and managing a stable. So how does your process start?
Actually, I'm kind of like the kid in the candy store. When that sale catalog comes out, you start looking through it and kind of getting an idea of the farms you want to look at and the horses you want to make sure you see on the floor and in the field. And you start the fun grunt work of it all. Going to the farms out here in New York and New Jersey, and then heading to Pennsylvania, and obviously all the great farms in Kentucky. So it's a fun time of year actually, because you get to already start enjoying what the next season is going to bring. So it's always a forward movement and progress in this business.
So you're looking at the catalog and you're going to farms, and then when you get to Kentucky or Goshen or Harrisburg, you're pulling horses out. I mean, it's hours upon hours of work, but worth it, right?
Yeah, it's an enjoyment, and it's really great. I try to do a lot of legwork beforehand, so you're not overwhelmed when you get to the sale. And I'll have my short list, and this year Olivia was helping me out with my short list, but normally Andy and a couple of my owners will, we'll go for final rechecks and maybe any vet assessments, and then we'll go for it.
All right. Well, I know you and your husband, Andy, really making a dent in the sale when it comes to the numbers for several years now. This year, no different. So we've got a few horses. Well, I think about 12 here, actually, that we're going to talk about. How many 2-year-olds do you have?
We have 33 horses this year that are the 2-year-olds starting out for the season. So, that's a good number for us. I feel like I can keep my finger on the pulse with that number and kind of run more of a boutique operation, and that's how we like to handle it.
Okay. All right, so our first one, we're going to start with the trotting colts, and we've got Green Mel, a Greenshoe out of Flyer Mel, a $30,000 Lexington purchase, and actually you know a little bit about this family.
Yes, I do. I have the older brother, and actually Mike Anderson and Richard Arnold of Willow Oak Ranch, he had purchased the mare from him, and we liked how he looked. He was light on his feet, and with the $30,000 bargain, I guess we couldn't refuse. So we purchased him, and he's been doing quite well for us.
Okay, another trotting colt is My Degenerate, actually sold at the sale as just Degenerate, so now it's My Degenerate. I love it. $125,000 purchase from Lexington.
Yeah, and this was one that Tristan and Bernie from Nuts and Trotting, I had seen him at Lindy Farms, and I thought he covered the ground well. They had to actually, I think, had something going on, leave the sale early, and came up and said, hey, we're going to buy this horse. We'd like you to train it. I said, obviously, he's on my list too. That would be great. So that's how we got Degenerate. And now, like you say, My Degenerate.
The name change, how did that come about?
Tristan's wanting to name everything this year beginning with My. So there you go.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, that made it easy. I didn't know if there was a really special significance there. It's like, he's such a degenerate. He's my degenerate.
Maybe that was the pun for me from Bernie, so I don't know. But yeah, he's been training down really nice, and we're happy with him.
Okay, moving on. I got lots of questions about this next one. Portobarosso. First of all, do you have a nickname for this horse?
The bar hopping colt. That's exactly what I call him when I don't want to say his whole name. But he's one that Mario Zuinetti asked us to take for the owners. They're actually from Italy, and he's like, you've had a lot of success with bar hopping colt and fillies. Would you want to train him? And obviously, if Mario asks you, say yes. So he's a great addition to our stock, and we look forward to racing him, hopefully.
Now, he's out of the dam Measuredperfection, and he was a $72,000 yearling purchase from Lexington. And what I found so interesting, so the breeder is from the Netherlands, but the horse was born in Italy. It's wild.
World traveler. That's all I can say about that. So, and then he landed in Jersey with us. So he's like you said, been around, and he looks good, and so far so good with him as well.
Okay. Century Love. I love you out of Century Empress. Love you. I mean, I think there was only 9 Love Yous that were sold at the Lexington sale. And of course, a famous French racehorse and French trotter stallion. Did you have your eye to get a Love You?
Well, we always like thinking outside the box, and after having Venerate, that was a Love You that raced so well, we are obviously game at having a Love You, and we liked him. We went out to Peninsula Carter's place, and he looked good, and Patrick Hoops said he thought he looked nice, so boom, he's in our stable, and I'm going to get to train him.
All right. Again, from Lexington, $85,000 purchase, and he's also very famous for international money. So Love You is becoming a very well-known name now in the breeding business. Now let's go to the fillies. We've got Greenhorn, a Greenshoe out of a Cee Bee Yes. Now this is a homebred, and her dam. I mean, of course, Cee Bee Yes made $500,000.
Yep, that's Alan's. Actually, that horse is raised over here at Mears' place, and we raced CBS and campaigned her, and we've had all of her foals so far. And like you say, this CBS out of Greenshoe has been a really nice. She's got a lot of natural talent and ability, and seems to be level-headed. So it's way early in the season, but we have high hopes for her.
Okay. Moving on to another Greenshoe, we've got French Riviera, a $350,000 Lexington yearling purchase. Again, you know a lot about this family and love the family.
Well, obviously, yeah, we've got to race a lot of mares out of Creamy Mimi. And I was lucky that Marvin Katz, wanted to buy this filly and let us train her. And we obviously had French Wine, who made over $1 million last year, and I trained French Cafe out of her as well. So, like you say, we know the family, and again, her temperament is like the rest of them. She's good-mannered and trots nice, and just got to keep her happy and healthy, and hopefully she'll have a nice season.
Okay. We're moving on to the pacing colts, and you just mentioned, Creamy Mimi. It's so much fun watching a mare race, and then you have her babies, which moves on to this pacing colt, who we've got Smart Guy, his mom's glowing report. So, I love seeing that. Now, this is a Huntsville, a $50,000 yearling purchase from Goshen.
Yeah, I really try to support Goshen. I think they have a nice product up there. I love the New York circuit. We actually ended up buying, I think, 3 horses up there. But he looked good. I think Cami Hills does a great job. And I had a couple people ask me when they had looked through the catalog to go look at him, CD and Steve, and actually VIP is in on this horse as well. And Gene, they all said if he looks good, try to get him. And so I thought it was a real competitive price, and we're glad he's in the barn.
Okay, now we've got Masseto, a Walner. Everybody wants a Walner, and this is a homebred.
It is. It's out of Top Expectations, Daniel and Alex Plouffe's horse, and it was raced at Kentuckiana, and I'm just fortunate that they retained that horse, didn't put him to sale, and that we get to train him. He's been nice, really nice so far, and you just hope for the best.
Okay, now let's check out a Captaintreacherous. This is Captain Love out of Love Game, $150,000 purchase from Lexington, and a first foal.
Yeah, you know what? He has just been a nice, big, strong colt, training down. Seems to have talent. I'll know more in June and July, but so far so good. Just does everything I ask, so we're really happy with him.
Okay, now the pacing ladies, we've got Family Business, a Heston Blue Chip, another first foal, and this one's out of Kylie Seelster, and another homebred.
Yeah, Eric and Cherry and Dana Parham asked me to train the horse, and we got her in the barn, and I liked her so much. I said, hey, is there any spot for me? And they were nice enough to sell me a piece of the filly too, so she's been nice. I don't know much about the Heston Blue Chips, but so far she's got a great stride on her. Seems willing to go, and I like that New York program. So,
all right. So we're gonna wrap things up with Supernax contract. Papi Rob Hanover. This is the first crop for Papi Rob out of Big McDeal, and it was a big McDeal, $350,000 at Lexington. The dam, she was really successful, and she's been a successful broodmare too.
Yeah, she really has been. We. Obviously, I kind of looked at her more closely when I went up to Steve's place. Max contract, her half-sister, won the Breeders' Crown this last year, and we really liked how she looked, traveled the ground, and I was great. Gene Galing, who owned Max contract with me, said, let's get her. So it's kind of more money than I would have liked to have spent, but I'm sure I'm going to reap the rewards of that.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Now, we talked about before, we went through all these names, the process of how you evaluate and you pick out all of these different yearlings. Now, since we've talked about them, let's discuss a little bit about what happens when you get them back. I know for us, so we talked about sort of our generation has seen so much when it comes to the evolution of the sport. I'm talking about even like do you remember when the quick hitch harness came out?
That was a big deal. Big deal.
It was huge. It was like, we don't have 800 straps to like tie down the race bike. What is happening? And for training, racing, I remember training horses 3 trips with my grandfather. Like, things have just like changed so much. And it also goes for teaching the yearlings like what their job is. I wouldn't say it's easier, maybe more enjoyable. I mean, how would you describe it?
I would definitely say that the breed has just moved so far progressively better and forward. They seem to be more naturally talented with their gait and with their manners and their temperament. So then obviously it makes my job a little bit easier. When you break 30 or 35 every year, there's always 1 or 2 that kind of give you a bit of a challenge, to remind you it's not just easy and fun. And, you have to be careful because there are young horses at a new facility, but it's just one of the, probably my top thing to do in this sport, besides obviously being the winner's circle, is to break babies, because the development of when you get them here from the sale to make it to the races and then to be successful at the races, I don't think there's more better feeling in our sport.
And we don't have to line drive them for what seems like centuries anymore, right? Yeah.
Well, everyone has their own way of doing it, and we pretty much line drive them from their stall to the cart and go. Like I said, they're so easy to manage, better, and I'm really lucky. I've had my crew, some of my people have been with me for over 20 years, so we're in sync and know how we like to do things. So when you have that trust of your third line person, it makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Julie, for having me here. Next time I come, I promise to bring a lot of sunshine. No more earthquakes.
I appreciate that, but you always bring your smile, Heather.
Thanks, Julie.